When my grandma passed away, we inherited her house. It was an old colonial-style home nestled in a quiet neighborhood with creaky floorboards, faded wallpaper, and a distinct scent of lavender and dust. I never liked visiting as a kid. It always felt like the house was watching me. But now, at 27, I moved in because I needed a fresh start, a place to reset after my divorce. The house welcomed me with cold silence. The furniture was still in place, covered in white sheets. Everything looked untouched since the last time I had visited for Christmas, 5 years ago. The strangest thing was the doll. It sat in the center of the guest bedroom, which used to be my grandma's sewing room. It was propped up on a rocking chair, wearing a faded blue dress with lace trimming, its porcelain face still pristine. Its glassy eyes were unblinking, staring directly at the bed. I remembered that doll. My grandma used to call it Clara. She said it was a family heirloom, passed down from her grandmother's grandmother. I never liked Clara. Something about it always unnerved me, the way its eyes followed you, the way its mouth seemed just a little too expressive for porcelain. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house groaned with every gust of wind. The windows rattled. And that doll, I swear I heard it rocking. I convinced myself it was my imagination, stress, and grief messing with my head. But every night, the sound came back. Soft creaks, the slow, deliberate creaking of a wooden chair rocking just outside my door. I told myself it was just the house settling. On the fourth night, I woke up drenched in sweat. I had a dream, no, a nightmare. I was a child again, back in the house. I walked down the hallway, and every door was open except one, grandma's sewing room. I opened it, and Clara was sitting there. Only, she was smiling now. Not a crack in the porcelain, but a genuine, sinister smile. And then she spoke. "You're not supposed to be here." I jolted awake. The room was freezing. I looked at the clock, 3:14 a.m., and then I noticed something chilling. The door to the guest room was open. I had locked it. I was sure of it. I got up, heart pounding, and slowly approached the hallway. The light flickered as I turned it on. I crept to the guest room and peered inside. The rocking chair was still. Clara was still sitting, but not the way I remembered. Her head was tilted just a little more to the side, and her dress seemed wrinkled like she had moved. I shut the door and locked it again. The next morning, I found the door wide open. I was starting to lose sleep. I avoided the guest room, keeping it shut at all times, but it didn't help. The nightmares kept coming. Clara kept appearing, whispering things I couldn't understand, and every night I woke up at 3:14 a.m., hearing soft footsteps across the wooden floor. One night, I decided to record everything. I set up my phone to film the hallway, propped it against a bookshelf, and left it running. The next morning, I checked the footage. My blood turned cold. At exactly 3:14, the guest room door creaked open slowly. No wind, no draft, just a deliberate push. Then, the rocking chair moved on its own, slowly, rhythmically, and then Clara walked into the hallway, her porcelain limbs stiff but moving. Her head turned toward the camera, and she smiled. I dropped the phone. I didn't sleep that night. I left the house and stayed at a motel, but I couldn't shake the feeling, the dread, like something was tethered to me. When I returned the next morning, the front door was ajar. The house smelled stronger lavender and decay. I walked in slowly. The sheets had been pulled off the furniture. Every family photo had been turned face down, and Clara was gone. I searched every room. I was trembling. I didn't know what to expect, but I checked my bedroom last, and there she was, sitting on my bed, arms open like she was waiting for a hug. I screamed and grabbed her, throwing her into a trash bag and dumping her in the outside bin. I drove to the edge of town and tossed the bag into a dumpster behind an old warehouse. I felt relief, like I had finally severed the cord tying her to me. That night, I slept soundly for the first time in weeks. But the next morning, Clara was back, sitting on the bed. No dirt, no tear in her dress, just sitting, staring. I couldn't live like this. I called a priest, then a paranormal investigator. The priest blessed the house and took Clara with him. The investigator set up infrared cameras and EMF detectors. That night, nothing happened. It was quiet, still, until the priest called me the next day. "I don't know what you gave me," he said, "but it burned my church." I rushed over, and there it was. Ashes-scorched pews, blackened walls. The only thing untouched was Clara, sitting in the front row. I didn't know what to do. I brought her back, locked her in the attic, chained the door, blocked it with furniture. Days passed. Then, one night, I heard footsteps above my bed. Not Creek's footsteps. I turned on my phone's recorder again. This time, I didn't look. I didn't want to see. The next morning, I listened. There was breathing, then whispering, then a small voice saying, "I missed you." I burned the house. I doused it in gasoline and lit the match. Flames roared, devouring every inch. I watched it burn, convinced I was finally free. I moved states, new city, new job, new life. But some things don't stay buried. 3 weeks ago, a package arrived with no return address. Inside was Clara, and a note: "You forgot to say goodbye." I haven't slept since. Every night, I hear her rocking, watching, waiting.